Okay, so next, I don't know if this is exactly the appropriate time to do this, but I'm just going to do this now. Sonali, I need to tell you a little bit about Ra's history. So you might think that you're Ra's best kisser, but I would like to tell you that you are not. That would be me. If you want to hear that story, you can buy me a drink at the bar afterwards. I would be happy to tell you that story. You might also think that you are Ra's first wife. You are also not his first wife. That would be Devin, my A lot of times I'll call up Ra and I'll say, "Hey Ra, how's wifey doing?" And he knows that I'm talking about Devin. Just fine. I think he's a little jealous of this Tammy situation, but I don't mean to stir anything up between the wives, Sonali and Devin, but if you look at Ra's Facebook page, there are a lot more profile pics with Devin than with Sonali. And on Devin's birthday, Ra's profile pic was with Devin, and on Sonali's birthday, I think it was just Ra. So now I'd like to introduce Ra's first wife and best friend, Devin, to give a speech.
Thank you. Alright, I'm going to warn you guys now, this might be a tearjerker. There's the chance. So if you guys know, I've known Rahul for over 12 years now. We were freshman year roommates, and we were roommates for about 3 years, and we've been that close ever since. Without us, there'd probably be no Harold and Kumar. We kind of started off with them, and then we led our way through. Sonali, I agree with you now that I'll accept this long-distance relationship with Rahul. This is going to be the first time we've been this far apart in the 12 years. He's probably the only person I know that, probably in the 12 years, we haven't spent more than a week without talking. With that said, I want to tell you guys about when Rahul actually first met Sonali, and they first started dating. Of course, this comes a story. When Rahul first started, if you know Rahul, and when he plans a date, he plans a date. He asks everybody and their mom about, what should I wear? How should I act? Should I open the door first? What car should I drive? And then he does his little magnum look in the mirror when he gets dressed. Did you do that? And so their first date, he's going to take her out for Valentine's. So he's going to go up, take her out to dinner. He was thinking about taking to a Broadway musical. Isn't that sweet of him? So he did. So they go up, he takes her out to dinner, and then of course before he buys tickets to Wicked. And this is still Rahul of earlier, before he was ready to commit. So he buys these tickets, and he buys them on Ticketmaster. The first box he checks is insurance. When he told us the story, he's like, well, you never know, right? But, Rahul's come a long way, and Sonali, it's really because of you. He loves you so much, and there will be more excerpts and emails that we will be reading throughout the night. But Rahul's come a long way. Another story I have is about a month ago, exactly a month ago, Rahul had sent Sonali some flowers. Some of us will say, aw, people like his brother would be like, ah. But so he sent her these flowers, and in is a note that he writes for her. And in the note it says, a month until me and you forever. So Sonali, being the girl that she really loves Rahul, she posts it up on Facebook. And it was really only up there for 1 hour because Rahul became embarrassed. But I'm lucky enough to have this information and got it before it went off. So now that'll be with them forever. But Sonali, last thing I want to leave you with this. Freshman year, I'm not embarrassed to admit, I was nominated as most likely to be house husband. So Rahul is actually my first wife. But some of the things that you'll need to know, Sonali, is that Rahul, he really only cleans when his mom comes to town. And a tip for you is, when you're out and about with him anytime you travel and you're walking anywhere, if you know that he sees someone, he starts talking, just keep on walking. Because there's going to be about 5 more people that he's going to run into. Who has 9,000 friends on Facebook? Rahul does. And then, of course, you'll always have somebody to count on. Rahul's the person I call for, just advice or just to talk. We talk together whenever we get a chance, but we do it enough. He's probably the person that I would have to say, hey, don't laugh at me. I'd have to say that, I can count on anytime. And though he'll be a little bit a skip and a right away, I know that he'll always be there for you, and then me second. With that, I'd like to propose a toast to Rahul and Sonali forever.
All right, let's get one more round of applause for Devin.
Also, Rena is going to be joining us. Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm Rena. So, the first time I met Sonali, I knew she was very special. I walked up to her, I looked her in the face, and I said, "Are you a princess?" Granted, I was in 3rd grade, and it was the day after Halloween, but I knew from the very first moment I saw you that you were one of a kind. A true friend, loyal, kind, and generous. She always waited for me after school, to walk home. She'd save me a seat on the bus when I was late, and most importantly, she'd help me with my kumon when I didn't finish it, so I could play after school. We traveled together on the path from girlhood to womanhood. And even though adolescence was a bit rocky, I have to say when I look back, I don't feel like I ever struggled with being someone I wasn't or fitting in. I always knew who I was. And part of that reason is because I always had you around. You were my confidant, my one friend I could always count on to divulge all my secrets and not have any fear of judgment or anything. Her strength, confidence, and fierce independence helped me on my path. And I know that your gracious spirit continues to uplift and strengthen all those around you. I hope my daughter finds a friend, girlfriend, as good as you. And even though that day on the playground, 20 plus years ago, you looked at me and you said, "I am no princess." I am thrilled that she found a partner who's going to treat her with the love, respect, and adoration that you deserve. So once again, my name is Sarah, and I've known Sonali since college, since our first year. There's so much I could say about Sonali, but I just want to share one story that I feel like kind of summarizes how I feel. A few years ago, we were just hanging out, and I think we were both feeling like we could use a change, and we wanted to be spontaneous. And so the two of us decided to book a trip to Hawaii, spontaneously, just for the week, just the two of us. And that was one of the best trips I've ever taken with a friend. It was a week of silliness, forgetfulness. We forgot a lot of things, like our keys and our money, but we found it. And meeting interesting people that I will not talk about. memorable trip. And I think because we were having so much fun, on the day we were supposed to leave, we actually missed our flight. And so we had a few extra hours in Hawaii, and so we did what probably a lot of other people would do. We decided to go to the beach and have one last swim. And I remember just kind of floating on my back and looking up at the sky, and I just felt really content with like our trip and my friendship and life. And I looked up at the sky, it's corny, and I decided to put 2 wishes out there. One of them I shared with Sonali. That was, one wish was just like, I really wanted to meet someone special. And actually a few days after Hawaii, I did. But the other wish that I didn't get to share was that I want to share now, was that I wish that you and I, Sonali, would always be lifelong friends. And that even if we were living in different cities or doing different things, like that we would always be there for each other. And it feels silly just to wish for it because I know that it's true. And I know that I have your back and I know that you have mine. And But when Sonali first mentioned Rahul to me, I knew right away that there was something really different and special about him. And from getting to know him some, I definitely can vouch that you are charming and you're funny and you're successful and you have a lot of awesome friends. But more than all those things, you make my friend so incredibly happy. And I think that's what matters the most. And it's clear to me that you guys must be amazing to have all these people here tonight. So please, let's raise our glasses and give a toast to the new bride and groom, Sonali and Rahul.
All right, now we're back. Now we're back to our favorite session called Reading Rahul's Emails. So Rahul, he's not that poetic. I think you guys know that, but he wrote a poem to Sonali. So he wrote to me some 8 months ago. He wrote, "Dear Devin, there's this girl I really, really like just." And let me say, Ross speaks like that. I thought it was a Chicago thing, but that's just Ross. He throws just at the end of the sentences. I don't know. So I'm writing her this poem. Let me know your thoughts. Out of all the fishes in the sea, will you be with me? Though my nose is quite large, but so is my heart. For you are the one and only, my true love, Sony. Wow.
I never knew Rahul was such a poet like that. Okay, next up, if you will turn your attention to the back screen.